going on, everybody? We are here in the crew of Mortarfest. So now I recently started playing this game, as you all know. I've been doing a lot of streams with this game as of recently and all of that sort of stuff. And um, I finally got done with uh, the Street Riders update and everything. It gives you three different BMWs, as you all know. The BMW M3, the E46, and then it gives you the M2, the new 2023 M2, and I think the iX, that whole BMW thing. But today, I actually wanted to specifically talk about this car. As you all know, it's apparent that everybody is has been doing this scheme for this car um, everywhere for this game. It's actually quite interesting, to be honest, and it really reminds me of how much we've come and how much people recognize this car and know this car and all of that sort of stuff. And so that's actually really cool. Um, so today I actually wanted to talk about some of the specs and some of the things that I have actually put on this car and some of my settings that I use in the game already. Some of the other type of settings. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about a couple of things that you can get for this car. Because I'll talk about it once we get to it. But we're going to go ahead and get that rolling. All right. So first things first, we're going to talk about the steering for this game. So the preset, you do have it on custom. It'll automatically turn to custom. Um, but usually you'll have it on the linear. You'll have a preset and everything. But it's more better just to do custom. The linear, you got 60, the dead zone 10, highest 100. Now, in the direct mode off, the sensitivity 35. The sensitivity for you guys are, it depends on people, how fast you want the steering, all of that sort of stuff. So, I have mine on 35. It's a lot more, um, maybe casual, comforting, or something like that. And the dynamic max lock, I'm not sure what that is. The throttle I have on wild, of course. The linear 100, the dead zone 20, the highest 100, the brake. That I just have that on the dead zone for 10. The highest is 100 because um, you want your steering. So we got all that. We will come up to difficulty, and then this is where it gets a little bit more interesting. So you'll find everything here on the global. Um, that's a cockpit view. The gearbox, you can have that either manual or automatic. I like to do automatic because you don't have keybinds for it and they're stuck on the bumpers. I've never been a really fan for the bumper shifters, so I just keep the car on automatic. The ABS is a must. Um, if you don't have the ABS on the car, it will just kind of lock its brakes and it will slide around everywhere. It will be great for drifting and everything. The traction control. This is the one that I've recently have found out that is probably the best setting to have, especially with the physics of this game and the way the cars handle and everything like that. It don't really work as intended sometimes. But I have learned that the traction control is actually well suited in comfort. The ESP, Electronic Stability Program, um, it's just for technologies and the car safety on the road, and control of heading in any direction you want. So this is basically um, a thing that makes the car move around. If you want sport, comfort, off, um, it just kind of when you steer, it kind of keeps the car into the direction that you want it to. It just kind of, if you turn the wheel, the car will jerk. It's kind of weird to explain, but I just have that on sport. It's more comfy, smooth, and everything. The drift assist, I just have that on sport. It's just if you guys need drift assist or something like that, I feel like it's best to keep it somewhat on for more smoother drifts and everything like that. Counter steering, again, if you guys want it on, it's totally up to you. The airplane handling, oh, that's all for the airplane, helicopter, all that sort of stuff. So, that's the whole gist of my settings. Now, we are going to get into um, the car's tune itself. So, we're going to go here, and then we're going to run to the pro settings. Um, so, as always, the transmission, the final drive is on long. Now, the thing that's interesting for me, I don't know about anybody else or anything like that, but I do like to keep to a lot of reality when it comes to uh, the way I like to tune my things, especially when I want this car to have more of a top end acceleration than, just kind of have it so accelerate as fast on launch or something like that. I want that high top speed but no acceleration or low end acceleration. That's how the real car for Most Wanted kind of is kind of made. It's got no acceleration for shit, but it's got that top end acceleration and the higher speeds. So the tires, the front rear grip, of course. Um, Even though it says 0%, 0% is the highest grip you can have on the car. The brakes, the brake balance, if you guys aren't sure about, the brake balance or the brake bias or something like that, it's pretty much uh, where you stick it if you want more power in the front or if you want more power in the back. I have more in the front. Um, it's just something for, a lot of circuit cars, racing cars, or something like that. Because a lot of these roads have 180-degree corners. So I want to be able to slow the car down as quick. So I have that on 65% front. The brake power, of course, 0%, which means you got full brake power. So now the arrow. The arrow is for um, downforce or how the wind or the wind physics, pass through the car, around it, under it, all that sort of stuff. It helps regulate all the stuff for, understeer, oversteer, all of that sort of stuff. So I had the front load onto -7, um, and then I have the rear on -12. So now for this, if you read the description, the more or less front that you have, um, it'll have the downforce. The more low the vehicles, therefore improves the grip. Having more or less grip at the front, rear, or the car will affect its over or understeering behavior. So it has a good grip and everything, but if you have too much on it, it's just gonna ruin everything. So the front load, even though it'll give you more grip, it's gonna cause the car to understeer a lot. So you want that, a little bit down um, at a comfortable pace. So I have it on 7%. it works just good. The rear load is pretty much the same thing. Um, the more downforce you have in the rear, the more the car is going to tend to oversteer. So um, you want you want the car to have less less downforce in the rear. It'll let you play around with the rear a little bit more and all of that sort of stuff. But this is where the suspension will come in. Everything works in one piece. But this one is pretty much downforce and all of that sort of stuff. You just don't want it too much because it's just gonna have the car be very understeery, and if you have to less, it's just gonna be oversteer. So you have to find that fine line. So the suspension, the front, I have the front stiff, or I pretty much have this it on the same thing except for um, the rear. I wanted to have a little bit more of that sort of stuff. So um, the the front and rear spring are pretty much the same. I have the damper pretty much up in the same spot. The damper compression rear, I have that on -4. Because if you guys read the description, it'll kind of give you an idea of what it is. The damping compression is how quickly or slowly the spring is allowed to compress. Damping controls the travel speed and resistance of the vehicle suspension. An overdamped suspension offers too much resistance to movement. An undamped car will oscillate up and down. With appropriate damping levels, the car returns to a normal state in a minimum of time. So it'll cause the car to bounce around and a lot of that sort of stuff, and just give a little bit more sway. So I like the damper compression in the rear. So when I have everything all kind of smooth and steady, it keeps the car nice and grippy in the especially the tighter corners. The damper rebound. This one, you guys are these is up to your preference. The rebound, it's how fast the car is able to the suspension pops up and everything like that. But I have it stiff in the front and then um, the rebound in the rear. I want the car to have. I don't want the car to be understeery, but I don't want it oversteery, so it's that front line. But this is the tune I have for this car. The anti-roll bars. This is also something that will help your car be stable. Of course, um, the anti-roll bars provide additional ability when cornering, reducing the anti-roll bars understeer. Reducing rear anti-roll reduces oversteer. The balance between the front and the rear anti-roll affects between balance between understeer and oversteer. So if you guys can find that fine line, every car is different because the cars are taking account of weight of the car. So this car is fairly light. So this tune right here um, uses everything that I like to do. The alignment, the camber, that's just all. And, if you want your car to look like it's falling off its wheels, I like to call it. So this is pretty much my tune. I'm going to go ahead and mute the mic and then go ahead and go through this one more time. Alright, so we got that. So we're going to go into customize. First, we're going to go into livery. I know that everybody has their own preferences or anything like that. But if you guys are actually looking for this specific tune or this livery, um, I'll actually show you guys which one. We do have this one. This one's actually really good. I do like this one, but it's kind of metallic-y. So it's actually this dude's. Shout out to this dude, Real Dream X. He's actually pretty cool. But he did this pretty good. Um, he kept the stock color on the car because it's that same silver, and then he just kind of added the livery on top of it, which was actually really cool. I think this was the same dude that made this. Yeah. So he made a metallic version, and then he made a normal version, which is actually really interesting. So, but yeah, this is the closest one um, that people have made, and yeah, the download count in the last couple of days have been 4,000. Yeah, that's crazy. 4,000 people, all you know the car, which is pretty cool. Not available. Yeah, so this is probably the closest to the real thing and all of that sort of stuff. The visual part, I got the hood on 2, the front bumper 7, the front fender 2. Uh, the rims are in the common, and it's these ones. I think it's like maybe the third or fourth rim um, when you guys come through here. But there's not any rim as close. You do have these, but they don't have the race, the little race lug nut in the middle of them, which kind of sucks. Um, but these official ones are the ones that have a lot of the middle race cap locks or whatever you want to call them. Um, but I've been using these. But you guys can use these because these are actually as close to the rims, but they don't have the lock lug in the middle of the tire there, which kind of sucks. Oh, oops. So those are the rims. Here's the stance. Um, I have it all through, all down, and then it'll set itself, so it'll be pretty much right in the middle. That's the front and rear stance. Or I have the rear stance a little bit up, so the car can, so it's a little bit, cleaner, and because when you guys drop it, it'll automatically bring the tire in or out. But either way you do it, it's gonna stay in the middle there. You guys will just have to play around with it. No camber. Caliper color. This is all preference. Everything. I'll just do red just for the hell of it. The side mirrors, just stock. The skirts. I've been kind of debating on which ones. You can use these, but they make these. Uh, they make the rear flares look a little weird on the car. So I just been having. I just put these on. Um, the rear fenders just 2. The rear wing. See, this is the thing that's weird about this is that this is the rear wing for it, but there's not you can do about putting the livery over the wing. That's always been a problem that they've had in the crew too, as well as all your livery stuff that goes on the trunk or on the side or something goes straight on the wing. Um, I don't know how that is, but I wish that they could fix this at some point. So it would, anybody who works at Ivory Tower or Ubisoft or something, let somebody know about this. Um, Fix this, please. The rear bumper, I just have the stock bumper on it. The interior color. This is where it comes interesting. So if you guys know the original car in the game, I think Most Wanted, I did have one racing seat, but it was like a dark red. So this is what I kind of did here. Um, the interior color just did red. The interior color I just did the three. You can have all kinds of different ones, but three it's the more it's got the black thing in the middle. I got that. The interior material. This is personal preference. This is leather, and this is like a cloth looking um, fabric or something like that. So I just have it on that. And the interior insert is just like the all that sort of stuff. So I just have that on the carbon fiber just to give a more better look. And that's pretty much it. So we're gonna go down into vanity, and this is where it starts getting a little bit interesting. So I have the performance as full tire uncommon. It actually don't matter. Uh, these have no, these don't do anything to the car at all. It's just like a whole, um, it's just a whole cosmetic type thing. But this is the tire I have on there. None on that. Um, Again, purely cosmetic. The Ocean Spirit intro, Nitro. I mean, uh, no, no tint on it. The original car don't have any tint anyway, so I didn't put no tint on this car. No horn. So this is where it gets interesting. As you guys know, that this game does have audio signatures that you can get different sounds um, for their engine. The actual stock engine sounds decent, but this Redliner kit, I was told that it was one of the harder things to get out of this game. It depends on what car you put it on, because it does fuse with the stock engine sound. So if you like put this into a V8 engine from like an Audi or something like that, it just kind of um, gives it more of that sound that the BMW would actually have. So I do use the Redliner kit. It's probably the closest thing. If you guys been watching the streams or something like that, this is mainly the signature I've been using for this. It kind of sounds like it has the i6, but if you guys do listen to it closely, it does have a wind up like the actual car. After this, I will do a test or a run for you guys to actually give you a good listen to the engine for this. So um, this one you do have to get in the pre-stage in the shop. I will show you guys here in a second for that one, for this one and everything. So, and show you guys how to get it. Another kit that you guys can get is the Monster Rock kit. It kind of has the same sound as the Redliner, but this one gives it more of a lower tone, aggressive sound. I'd say it's pretty good, but I don't really like it for this car. So I use the Redliner kit. The V8 American engine it just sounds like a muscle car, which kind of sucks. And then nothing in here. So I'm gonna show you guys how to get these. So you go over here to the pre-stage tickets, and then you guys can come through here. So this is a turbo Red Bull engine, pretty much an F1 engine. You have the Monster Rock kit. Uh, it's exactly what it sounds like. This is an audio for particularly a monster truck, so that's always good. The brute engineering, that's just it's an electric sound, electric EV car sound. um, Here you got the Ultra Charger kit. This is for like uh, a a 2JZ, I think. Um, I think it might be an i6. I'm not entirely sure, but it has a really cool charger or turbocharger sound to it. And there's another engine sound that you guys can get too. The one I have is all the way down here. So you can get the American Dream Kit. This also has a pretty decent sound to it for the BMW, but it just doesn't have that wind up like the Redliner kit does. Um, but it sounds alright, but it just doesn't have the wind up like you guys usually hear in the car. So how you guys get these pre-stage tickets is you guys come down to activities, and then you guys will come down to custom mode. These are where you can go through all of the events in the playlists and everything like that. So say you guys come in here, you guys do all these events here, and every one that you guys finish in a row or condom column, you will get 100 pre-stage points or pre-stage tickets. And then if you finish them, you get um, the pre-stage. You will get a tag or a title at the end, and then um, you'll get 200, 400, 600 for every one of these events that you get. Rows and columns, and every one that you finish. You get one from up here. If you go this way on a column um, or on a row, you can collect them all down here. So it's a bit of a tedious grind, but it is a bit worth it. And then you guys got all of these, and then you guys can do them for main stage summits and all of that sort of stuff. But um, that's all that you can get for it. Um, Mostly the easiest way is doing the custom mode. So I'm gonna go ahead and mute the mic, and then I'm gonna do uh, a run for you guys, and we'll call it for the video. So as you can see, it doesn't have the V8 engine sound. It does sound like the car has, the inline six, the regular engine that the E46 will have. But it does have the wind up sound. Um, but the thing about it is underneath, the shifting, it does have a little bit of a turbo flutter. You can hear it between shifts. So that's the only complaint I have of it. It sounds alright for this car, um, but it's the only thing that actually makes the car give it that whine sound that we all know and love, and all of that sort of stuff. So, um, this is the car I'm using right now. The car I kind of built the last couple of days, and I'm hoping to start beating some time trials whenever I can use it and everything. So I think that's about it for this video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you guys like content like this, or if you guys want to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.